Bosch is checked in for Gobert. Dragic comes in for Anderson. DeMar DeRozan, he's checked in for Allen. And it's Booker in for Nate Robinson. Now here is Barbosa following the miss by DeRozan. Going back to Nate Robinson's abilities above the rim, Clark, he's had games where he was practically unguardable.
And he's not just a tremendous athlete, he has a ton of heart and character as well. One of the toughest little guys ever to play pro basketball. In fact, his dad actually played a season in the NFL.
Well, that's a good note.
Very good nugget.
The Suns have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both. That one misses for Booker.
Boy, I tell you, the Warriors did something that no other team had ever done before. They ended the regular season ranked first in field goal percentage and field goal percentage defense. Essentially, they were the best offensive and defensive team in the league. Remarkable.
No good from Spates. Suns leading by 10. Booker with it, and it's Iguodala picking him up. Another one falls for Phoenix.
You couldn't have dreamed of a much better start here than they've had today.
I think the offensive game plan they came in with was right on point. It's worked perfectly, and the lead they already have is proof in the pudding.
And Spates gets it to go. Phoenix has gone 4-6 from long range here early on. Last season for the Warriors really dominated from beginning to end to lead the league and break both offensive and defensive efficiency.
And Kevin, a lot of people knew the Warriors were good at offense. I mean, but they've been equally as good defensively over the past few seasons, kind of flying under the radar for whatever reason. Not the case going forward.
And it's sent back by Bosch. Booker with it. He picked up 15 points in their last win against New Orleans. Another 3 for Phoenix.
And the defense is in disbelief here. Triple after triple.
When that happens. You simply just hope they start cooling off.
Here is Livingston. Spates sets a screen. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Iguodala no good.
It's not winning basketball when you're attempting shots like that.
Yeah, come on now. You got to remember it's a team game. He's got 4 teammates out there with him. I don't think he needs to try to... do it all by himself like that.
Man, they are doing some damage from deep.
Which is the main reason, partner, they're sitting on this big lead. Awesome shooting so far.
And Steph Curry, a player within the gym range. He told us about his comfort struck. I was going to say, Greg, how big must that hoop look to Steph Curry? And tough to guard might be the understatement of the day.
I mean, he is just an insanely great shooter. I mean, arguably, I don't think there's an argument. He's the best shooter in the world. The argument is whether or not he's the best shooter ever. And listen, I can imagine there's very few times that Coach Curry is not going to allow this splash brother to let her rip.
Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And guys, the Suns pretty much in control here.
I just think that from an intensity standpoint, their defense has really been the key. It's been the catalyst as they've been able to disrupt their opponent's offense.
Absolutely. I mean, they've been much more intense defensively. And their defense not only has been intense, but it's been swarming and saran wrap-like.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. So for the Golden State Warriors right now, the Splash Brothers are the guards. Iguodala, the 3, with Barnes, the stretch 4. And it's Bogut in at the 5, roaming the paint. A nice shot by...
Just to let you know, I'm not having a big surgery. It's on Hall of Fame.
by Booker.
Having a lot of trouble stopping the three-point shot.
And they're not making up for it with their own shots from deep either, so that's a double-edged sword there.
Thompson misses.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it, gritty and rough. But that's how you win games.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
Passes it to Barnes. Look at that jam! Wow. I mean, just beautiful. Here he comes, and there he goes.
Look at him punish that rack.
Check out the fellas. Check out his teammates over on the bench. So they are going crazy.
Nice ball movement by Phoenix. Poked loose, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by Thompson.
Kevin, here's where the Warriors rank in the NBA over the last month. 4th in lowest turnovers per game. 4th in opponent shooting percentage. And they also show up as a top 5 three-point shooting team. I mean, that's tall cotton there. Elite level marksmanship from behind the arc.
You know, and I go back to their low turnover numbers. It's not one of those stats that jump out at you, but trust me, turnovers kill you. And their ability to limit their mistakes has been huge. Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
And, Greg, those looks they're allowing are almost automatic.
And that's going to be a treble.
And with a moment, let's check out the stats for Curry. This last month, he's been positively spectacular, averaging about 26 points per, 7 assists, and 4 rebounds. What incredible numbers. He has been a beast.
Impossible to guard right now. When he's on a roll like this, there's not much you can do to stop him.
And timeout call. Steve Kerr has had enough. What a year for the Suns in terms of transactions. Start of the season with Dragic and Thomas on the roster and moved them both, Clark, at the deadline.
And, you know, most folks saw the Dragic trade coming after his disagreements with the team. The Thomas trade was a bit of a surprise, though.
Outside Robinson. Now the feed to Anderson. And stolen by Barnes. Now the Warriors moving it up. And Thompson gets it to go in on the assist by Curry. Curry's got assist number 7 for him tonight. Suns leading by 17.
And as you said, the Suns made a flurry of deals at the deadline. You knew they would move one guard, but ended up moving 2, brought back 1 as well.
Pass to Iguodala. From 8. It's hauled in by the Suns. Earlier in the game, they held a 25-point lead.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
No good from Booker.
When the Suns made all those trades, you kind of figured there would be some adjustments, and they did fall off a bit. Still, they felt what they had wasn't quite good enough going forward, so they got a jump on rebuilding last year.
Here's the screen, and the Suns miss again, and it's Golden State's ball. They've scored 10 straight. Here's Barnes. That falls. Nice feed that time from Andre Iguodala. And it's 6 points for Barnes. Here's Booker. He's got 24. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Remember, for a long time, flopping was like the #1 concern in the NBA. I mean, it still happens a lot, but the rules have curbed it quite a bit. We have seen less and less flopping the last few years.
Some doubted how the flopping fines would have worked. Overall, there have been less egregious flops for the better in the NBA.
Yeah, and there will always be room for embellishment, but I like the fines because it really does minimize the number of extravagant flops. Guys have adjusted, and they're not laying down as much as they used to.
Suns leading by 12. Len passes to Gobert. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
You know, the Phoenix Suns played well overall last season, but they still couldn't match up against some of the teams in the West. Had a hard time with in-conference battles.
That one is no good. And for the Suns last season, Greg, they ended with a record of 21-31 against the Western Conference. It's something that you can point to, Greg, as a reason they failed to make the postseason.
Great point, Kevin. And the big problem for the Suns were the other Western playoff teams. Only went 8-22 against the top 8 in the West.
And a chance here now to take a look at the teams that are tops in the league in scoring points off turnovers. The Suns #1. In third, the Warriors.
And these two squads really know.
You know what? Should I move it to...
how to capitalize on mistakes. When they get going in transition, look out.
Thompson dishes to Barnes. That's in, and the Suns' lead is cut down to just 8 points with the bucket from Andre Iguodala.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Purposeful passing it is, partner. Their last 10 points have all come off assists.
Here's Booker. That one off the back iron and out.
Unnecessary to go to the fadeaway there. It wasn't needed. Could have just kept it simple and taken the easy shot.
And oh, here we go. DeRozan, nobody back. Allen kicks to Gobert. Suns moving the ball around. Here's Booker. And the Suns miss again.
Sometimes it's more about what the defense is doing. On that possession, they were all over him on the perimeter.
Count the bucket. 8 points for Barnes.
Nicely done. They continue to attack inside, and that's 10 points in a row in the paint.
If you can't stop it, here it comes. I'm right at you.
Land against Bogut. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. That's on Andrew Bogut. What a season for Alex Len last year. Came in looking to find a spot for the team, and he made huge jumps in his game.
And I think it correlated with his minutes going up as well. I mean, played a lot more minutes, and he's a very complete big guy. With the added minutes, the production has gone up as expected.
Goran Dragic is checked in for Phoenix. Spates checked in for the Warriors. That's to Gobert. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that.
And we know he's capable of those memorable dunks.
Yeah, and when he's got a lead like that, why not take a few chances? A lot more engaging and entertaining than just doing the old ho-hum one-hander.
Now, this is why the breakaway rim was invented, for plays just like that.
Well, he almost brought the whole thing down, Clark, by hanging on that long.
Yeah, he did.
I tell you what, though, great dunk, and this is even a better game we got going on right now.
Nice D from Bogut.
And, you know, you can expect young big men to improve over time, but I didn't think anyone expected Lynn to jump ahead so fast. And a final remark, guys, on Lynn. I mean, his defense was the big benefactor. I mean, he was a force in the paint and developed into a really solid rim protector.
Phoenix making some changes. JaVale McGee's checked in for Gobert. Wash comes in for Alex Len. And Nick Young is subbed in for Allen. And then for Golden State, Draymond Green, he's checked in for Bogut. Barbosa comes in for Klay Thompson. And it's Livingston in for Curry. That's good. Young's got 10. Warriors trail by 4. Livingston kicks to Barnes from 12 feet out. And it's Dragic with the rebound.
And, you know, coaches just love players who they can count on to give that effort defensively.
And he clearly is one of those guys, Greg. We saw it right there. Nice work forcing that miss. He's picking up right where he left off in the first quarter.
And it's Dragic with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Livingston kicks to Green. Spates sets a screen. Nobody near Barnes. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls.
And boy, has he picked it up since the start of the second. His shots now starting to fall.
And here's Young from the arc. It's rebounded by Golden State. There's the pass to Barnes. To the middle. Dragic with some nice D.
Well, the effort was there, but he just couldn't quite fight his way through traffic.
Wash sets the pick for DeRozan. Young outside, and that's going to be a treble.
Here we can see, Kevin, where the Warriors rank in the NBA right now. Second in fewest turnovers per game. Third in points off turnovers. And they are in the top 10 in team points per game.
And you got to love how well they guard their offensive possessions. You see the ranking, second fewest turnovers committed, terrific ball handling, and smart passing.
Boy, I tell you what, he loves getting looks like that from the three-point line. No one near him. That's a warm-up jumper for him.
Outside DeRozan. For 3. Whistle blows. Yep, that's going to be a travel.
A chance to check out stats for Bosh. This last month, he's been positively spectacular, averaging about 19 points, 9 rebounds, and 4 assists. And you know, pretty terrific numbers across the board.
Yeah, so many books in his library. He lights up the scoreboard on a nightly basis.
Livingston kicks to Barnes. That drops, and it comes off the assist from Livingston. Livingston's got 4 assists in the game. Phoenix has gotten half their shots from three-point range to go down in the second quarter. 3 of 6 from downtown.
And guys, one thing that we were treated with last year was Steve Kerr's great quotability in post-game interviews and pressers. He said all the right things and deflected praise like a coach who had done it for many years.
And it's Barbosa again missing.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Yeah, tit for tat on the glass. Just one more aspect of what's been a very closely contested ball game here.
Tipped away. Stolen by Barbosa. And here comes Livingston, leading the fast break. And the dunk by Barnes.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker.
The Suns trailing. And Kerr is so good with the media because, Greg, he was a media member himself for so long. You know that as well as anybody. Clark, I don't think he ever tried his hand at broadcasting, though. I can't see him doing that, could you?
Yeah, right,
No.
Right. He probably just thrown on as a broadcaster and would rarely contribute anything of note. Some guys have what it takes to call games, and Steve just doesn't quite scratch me as that kind of guy.
No. And it's DeRozan missing.
boy, they just cannot take the lid off.
Well, they need a basket in the worst possible way, and they've got to stop this run, and the only way you do that, you got to score yourself.
Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. You look at Golden State, third best record here in the early going. And checking out Phoenix, a half game back.
Well, right now for the Suns, they've got to be thrilled with the way this season has started for them. They've already got some big wins under their belt and definitely a confidence booster.
And, you know, I think it was important for them to get off to this sort of start. I mean, they had to prove themselves early that they were going to be able to compete with the big fellas, and they've done that.
And Young, here we go. It's good, only a few seconds into the shot clock. Young's got 15.
They've slowed down casting those triples here in the second.
And, Clark, I'd like to see them go back outside. They've been shooting well from the...
Another miss by Young, and the whistle blows. It's going to be on Nick Young. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus. We'll go to the line to shoot 2. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Warriors.
Boy, they've come out of that locker room with the hot hand. Those jumpers have been falling for them.
And also another aspect of their game that's super so far tonight is how they've been sharing the basketball.
The Suns making a switch here. Anderson's checked in.
He's got so much junk in his trunk. He'll find a way to hurt you.
59 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Barbosa for 3. That drops, and it comes off the assist from Livingston. Livingston's got 6 assists now in the game. Suns trail by 6. It's Dragic with the drive. It's tipped. Now here is Barbosa. He had 16 points in the win against the Lakers.
And I thought the contribution he made by just generating contact, getting to the line was outstanding, guys. I mean, he picked up a lot of points at the stripe.
Young with the steal. And here's DeRozan. 8 points for him. It is not good. He's made half of his 6 attempts.
Well, it looks like he's cooled down a bit after hitting those 2 in the first quarter.
Now Bosch. Young outside. From deep three-point range. Can't hit.
And just because you can make it from outside doesn't mean you need to live there.
Not that far out anyway, Greg. I mean, he can work for a better shot than that.
The Warriors have made their free throws at a pretty good clip. They've hit 8 of 10.
And it's been an average year, really, at the free throw line for this group, only around 75%.
You know, their percentages dropped off just a little bit compared to last year, guys, but it's not a huge drop-off, so no major concern.
The clock runs out.
Kevin, I'm here with Steph.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here alongside Kenny. Golden State's first quarter could have gone much better. A big part of the problem was their defense and inability to slow down shooters. They gave up a sky-high shoot. And that'll do it for now as the second half of our game is.
And the second half about to start here in just a few moments. Suns trail by 7. Thing about DeMar DeRozan, he came into the league fairly unpolished, struggled to handle the ball, created then his own shot, and but sometimes he would create for others too.
Yeah.
But he's settled down. You can see the growth.
Yeah, and that's the one thing. You could see the physical talent was there in terms of him playing the 2. The question was, could he make the commitment mentally to become a great player? Well, from what he's done the last few years, I would have to say he's definitely been able to do that.
They've got Dragic. DeRozan out there with Booker. Then there's Nick Young. And it's Bosch in at the center, locking down the middle. That's who's out there for Phoenix.
Nice move and finish. I think the halftime break really gave him a second win.
And, you know, getting back to DeRozan, he's put a spit shine on his offense. Over the past 2 seasons, averaged over 20 points a game, was also good for 3 or 4 assists, showing everybody how work ethic can overcome unrefined skills. It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
Very steady with their work on the interior. Really a well-rounded effort overall.
Fires for 3. And that's going to be too many steps. Gets the whistle on the travel.
Just a boneheaded play there, guys. Plain and simple.
Well, tell me how you really feel about that, Greg. But you're right. I mean, mistakes like that will keep you from cutting deficits, no doubt.
Here's Barnes. Good, and Curry gets the assist. And that's now 21 points for Barnes.
You know, for DeMar DeRozan, scary to think that he's still scratching the surface of his potential. Made his first All-Star appearance in 2014, was a little dinged up last year, but still very effective. No doubt. He's the real deal.
Now let's take a moment to see the teams that lead the league in field goal percentage. The Suns, number 1.
Are just tremendously disciplined offensively, always looking for the best possible shot. That's how they've gotten that field goal percentage to skyrocket.
Curry, good.
And now we can see them really. Working it inside.
Yeah, Clark, quality looks at the rim. That's fueling this run.
Booker sinks the 15-footer. Booker's got 27.
Guys, he shot a very good percentage today, and they've needed it.
Warriors leading by 13. Here's Curry. He has 6. Bogut's count the bucket, coming off a perfectly placed assist. Bogut's got 12 in the game. Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. A nice shot by Booker.
How about that move? Is this guy special or what? Just love watching him operate inside.
Suns foul. That's his first personal foul. Timeout for Golden State.
Timeout called the Warriors.
And I think taking a time here to talk things over is a smart idea.
One of the things you want to do is make sure everybody is clearly on the same page with the game plan. And sometimes you need a timeout to make sure that's the case.
Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. And that one's good, Barnes.
And they've done a great job of just keeping the pressure up on the scoreboard.
And that's why they're starting to pull away. I mean, not becoming conservative at all, just adding to the lead. I love seeing a team do that.
And you know, he's really been one of the few bright spots for them, trying to will this team to victory.
Poked loose. It's stolen by Dragic. And now the Suns, a fast break. Count it, and the Warrior lead has been cut down now to just 10 points with that basket from Booker.
Once again, he's able to knock down the long-range jumper. He's on automatic. Just a brilliant game.
And really, last season, it was supposed to be a battle between the Warriors and Clippers for that Pacific title. But the Warriors just ran away with it, won the division by 11 games. And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Yeah, but in this case, I think he got it right. I mean, the defender was still moving there and never really had good legal guarding position. He wasn't set.
Alex Lenz checked in for Goran Dragic. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. Down low, Booker, a great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and nasty jam.
And all of a sudden, the shots now falling in bunches. The complexion of this game has completely changed.
Yeah, and that was the only thing that could have brought him back in this game. Everything had to start dropping. And boy, have they gotten on a roll.
Here's Curry. They can't stop the run with that one. For the Warriors, it was the third time they've ever won the division, last time coming in 1976. So, Clark, it's been a while.
It's been a long time, but they did it in style. 13-3 record against the rest of the division. That would be the best in-division winning percentage for any team in the NBA.
He dishes it to Bogut. Here's Thompson. He kicks it to Green. Beyond the arc. They get it again. Back to Barnes. And Curry, here we go. Good chance here for Barnes. Warriors the rebound. Bogut, that's good. Booker with it. He's got 39. Fires from 18. And he connects with the jumper. Booker's got 41.
Great quarter for him at the offensive end, trying to will his team back in the game.
Count that one. 14 points for Draymond Green.
Excellent feed from Steph Curry.
Suns trail by 8. Here's Booker. Takes it into the teeth of the D and converts the layup.
He's showing great leadership here, willing his team into this game with his performance, doing everything in his power to cut into the lead.
And it's Green missing. The Suns have gotten 8 of their 11 shots to drop since the break. A great third quarter for them offensively. Dishes it to DeRozan. Another 3 for Phoenix.
Just a little confusion among the D as to who was supposed to be on it.
Feeds it to Green. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own. Green's got 17. Phoenix has gotten going here in the second half from outside, nailing 3 of 4 from the arc. A nice shot by Booker.
Feeling it. No doubt about it. He's definitely feeling it right now, shooting a terrific percentage from the field.
The dish to Bogut. Len grabs the board.
All the defender had to do there was just stay close to him, and he did.
Here's Booker. Here's Young, and the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a point play.
How about the purpose with which he's crashing the backboards right now? Some hard-earned second chance points.
Rudy Gobert, he's checked in for the Suns. Allen comes in for DeMar DeRozan. And Golden State also making a change. Andre Iguodala is checked in for Harrison Barnes.
And guys, nice to see Bogut out there given all the injuries that he's had to overcome in his career. Just glad to see him at full strength.
You know, Bogut, as I recall, Clark was so distraught by those injuries that at one point he thought he might retire.
Yeah, he gave some serious thought to packing it in after the 2013 season, Kevin. Luckily for his team, though, he worked through it and is as strong as ever at the defensive end. Well, with the season the Warriors put together, they came out way ahead of everybody else in the West. I mean, given how tough the West was last year, that makes their 67-win season all the more impressive. One of the best in history in my mind.
Spates checked in for Draymond Green. Warriors took apart the West last season. They went 42-10 against the rest of the conference. The games between them and second place in the West were the same as the games between second place and 8th in the West.
And the Warriors didn't just pick on the little guys. I mean, they had big wins over the top teams in the West. Against the rest of the playoff teams, the Warriors were a whopping 20-5.
No good from Bogut.
He certainly didn't take advantage of the poor defense, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
I tell you what, I think he'd be happy if he can continue to get looks like that.
I like the way they're working the ball inside, because when you do that, you get higher percentage shots, and typically good things happen.
The drive by Thompson. Here's Iguodala. And it comes off the front of the rim. The Suns leading. Here's Len. And the Suns tack on 2 more. Golden State's gone 2 of 5 with the three-point shot since coming out of the break. On its way from Curry for 2. They get the rebound. Bogut goes up again. Can't get the layup.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
A nice shot by Booker.
The defense has just been unable to slow him down. Wow, what a game.
Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
To stop the run. Spades missing again. Suns leading by 6. Guys, a potent offense right now.
Yeah, Kevin, really the offense is flowing quite nicely right now.
You know what, guys, and they're playing with a certain amount of assuredness in their game. That type of confidence is what leads teams to have. Oh, wow.
That's a beautiful jam.
rising up and hammering it home. That could be just what they need to pick their energy up.
Wow, it definitely got the guy.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
And those are the kind of sequences that tell you why the score is what it is.
Here's Booker. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Excellent work there in transition.
Yeah, I think it's always better to go early in transition, to attack when it's there, because oftentimes you can beat the defense down the floor.
Here's Allen, finished off the break. Allen's got 9. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for Phoenix.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ball game.
And also, I've been extremely impressed with their interior D. Their rim protection has been as good as it gets.
Suns leading by 10. And the dunk by Booker.
Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Just piling on the lead with the dunk like that.
Looking to get back on track here. The shot by Curry, no good. Phoenix has gone 3 of 5 with the long ball since entering the second half. 14 feet away, and he drops that one in. Booker's got 59 points.
Boy, has he put his foot on the pedal here this quarter. He's doing a terrific job in terms of leading their offense.
Iguodala with it, now guarded by Len. And off the front iron, and in it goes. And that's 18 points for Iguodala. The Sun shooting has been just uncontainable, 72%. And Young with the basket on the assist by Booker. Booker's got 6 assists in the game.
And it looks to me like he still has some of the shooting touch that he displayed in the first.
Here's Thompson. Len grabs the board. Len's got his 5th rebound in this one. Now here's Booker, guarded by Kerr.
I'm not even going to comment on that one.
Neither am I. I mean, if you're going to attempt a buzzer beater, I guess I will comment. Make sure there's actually a buzzer to beat.
Here's Bogut. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
And Maurice Spates last season with the best year of his career. I mean, he shot the cover off the ball and did a nice job on the boards as well.
Phoenix making some changes. JaVale McGee's checked in for Alex Len. Anderson comes in for Rudy Gobert. And it's Dragic in for Booker. Then for the Warriors, Barbosa comes in for Klay Thompson. And it's Livingston in for Curry.
And he'll take it right into the teeth of the D without thinking twice about it.
Greg, you were just talking about Mo Spates. Clark, he has a great mid-range jump shot.
He does, and they actually call him Mo Bucket.
Oh, look out, and then you throw up stuff like that. And you go, oh my, how does it even go in? He pulls a Houdini.
Oh, my goodness.
Here is Livingston. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Spates with a screen on Dragic. Shot clock at 5. Livingston passes to Spates. That drops, and it comes off the assist from Livingston. Livingston's got assist number 8 now on the night. Suns leading by 15. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Golden State's gotten a positive outcome on 7 of their 14 three-pointers in this game. Not bad at all. He feeds it to Spates. Shoots from the elbow. Cannot hit. Dragic. Shot is off. Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Welcome back as we get ready to start the 4th quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. Here is Livingston. On the court for Golden State here in the 4th. Barnes and Green are the forward set. Livingston is out there with Barbosa, and it's Spates in at the 5.
That shot becomes effortless for him when the D is so relaxed. They got to get more intense.
Here's Weems. the 10-footer. And Barbosa pulls it down. It's in and good for his 6th field goal in 10 attempts.
How about the way he's able to angle his body to shield the big fella off and still get the finish?
You've got to be clever with your sleight of hand when you get inside and try to finish against the bigger guys. And he made it look easy that time.
Dragic cans the 12-footer. Suns lead by 12.
The efficiency is there, but the aggressiveness is really lacking. So far, it hasn't hurt them, though.
We've played just over 1 minute here in the 4th quarter. For 3, Barbosa cannot hit. And Phoenix the other way now. Earlier in the game, they held a 25-point lead. Banked in off the glass.
And the interior D is really starting to be exposed here. How many layups have they gotten today?
Warriors trail by 14. Livingston kicks to Green. From outside, off the mark. For Phoenix, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the 4th quarter started. That's good. 6 points for Chris Bosh.
Another bucket in the paint. That's something they just have not been able to stop today.
Yeah, the defense is all about disrupting timing and spacing, and what they've got going right now is not getting it done.
Now here is Barbosa. He's guarded closely. Phoenix grabs the miss. Young's got 6 rebounds now in the game. From deep, got a hand on it. And now Barnes running the floor all by himself. Good.
Harrison Barnes.
Barnes has got 26. Young, and the officials call a traveling violation.
They're doing well overall, but the turnovers have been the exception.
Yeah, it has been, and they've been able to overcome the carelessness to this point, but I'm sure the coaching staff wants that to get cleaned up right now.
Looking at who's out there now for the Warriors. Klay Thompson, he's checked in for Barbosa. And Steph Curry is subbed in for Sean Livingston.
Whoa, that'll wake you up. My goodness.
Is he an athlete or what?
No doubt about it. It's almost as if he lives in the air, and dunks like that have become quite commonplace.
And the Suns call time here.
And remember Klay Thompson's father, Michael Thompson, a former #1 pick out of Minnesota. Growing up, he was the smallest of his brothers and thereby took his lumps when they played hoops. But he said that challenge helped him to develop into the player he is today.
Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Thank you, guys. I had a chance to find out what Jeff Hornacek was discussing with his players. He said to them, the lead we've got now is nice, but I want to make it even nicer. This is when we put the hammer down. It doesn't look like he's ready to back off just yet, guys.
And Klay Thompson, born into an athletic family. His father, the former #1 overall pick in the NBA draft. And Clark, his mom, was a Division I volleyball player.
And, you know, Thompson, despite those genes, was not a highly recruited player out of high school. Grew up in UCLA's backyard, but ended up playing college ball at Washington State.
Barnes. Bosh grabs the miss. Bosh has got 4 rebounds now tonight.
You know, so many games are decided by which team wins the rebound battle, and that's held true in this one so far.
And Clark, their effort on the glass has given them the advantage, but it's also been the effort in general that's made a difference.
And again, it's the Warriors missing. Phoenix leading by 16. Booker, and the officials call a traveling violation.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Here's Curry. Kicks it to Spates. Inside, here's Barnes. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. That's on Nick Young.
And some of Harrison Barnes' teammates have referred to him as the senator because of the way he carries himself. And, you know, a very level-headed, dignified young man, and just he has an air about him.
And Harrison Barnes at times has been criticized in the past for not being more Clark assertive on the court.
Well, you know, it's interesting. He had to weather the pressure of expectations since high school. I mean, people were comparing him to Kobe Bryant back then, but HB can't get caught up in that. He's got to be true to himself. You know what I tell guys? Do you.
Yeah.
Do you.
Warriors trail by 15. Curry dishes to Thompson. The drive by Green. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. And that's now 19 points for Draymond Green. The Suns have gone 5 for 9 from the field in the final quarter so far. From deep three-point range, offensive rebound, passes to Booker. There's the three. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. Booker's got 7 points for the quarter.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
Just a late reaction there from the defense, and he is always going to finish that one.
From deep. Thompson with the rebound. Warriors trail by 14. Over in the corner, Green. Off the left rim and out.
He's got to be disappointed with himself on that one. He has got to knock those down.
Here's Booker. But they get it back. Outside DeRozan. Fires the three. And it's good. And the Suns lead by 17.
They've done a terrific job of getting offensive rebounds and then converting those here in the second half. I mean, it's one thing to get the offensive rebound, but they've turned them all into points.
And now here's Dragic, the fast break chance. Young for three. Whistle blows. Yep, that's going to be a travel.
Really, it's about valuing the possession. It seems like he's trying to manufacture offense out there rather than just letting the play develop.
And the Warriors making a change here. Bogut's checked in. Warriors trail by 17. Thompson passes to Barnes. And that one's good. Barnes has got 12 points here in the second half.
Shots are just flowing from him right now, having a really strong quarter.
Out to DeRozan. From the arc. Another three for Phoenix.
He is on fire from behind the arc.
Yeah, it seems like all of his points are coming from deep, Greg.
Curry attacking. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. And he's now got the double-double. 10 points and 15 assists. Dragic kicks to Booker. Now the feed to Bosh. Takes a three, and he gets it to go. Bosh has got 5 points now in the quarter.
They've stepped up their three-point shooting game in the second half. They're letting it fly out there with reckless abandon.
Not lacking in confidence, and I really like that. Sometimes you see teams get conservative once they get a lead, playing not to lose.
Tell you what, the defense has nothing to worry about out there with him shooting. I mean, he can't dial it in from deep this half at all.
And DeRozan at the basket on the assist by Booker. And that's 20 points for DeMar DeRozan.
Their third three-pointer in a row.
Adjustment time for these guys. The defense has to make some adjustment here.
The high post shot. Thompson from long range. Out of bounds. Phoenix will take possession. Andre Iguodala is checked in for the Warriors. Suns leading by 22. Pass to Dragic. Pulls up. And it's Phoenix scoring again.
That one was solid. There's a big difference in the field goal percentages between these two teams here in the second half.
And, Greg, that difference has come about because we've got one team moving crisply, getting good shots, and the other is just kind of stagnant.
Out to the right wing. Jacks up a three, and that's going to be a treble.
And, guys, every season there seems to be a player who is at the end of their contract They'll have talent and they'll be traded to a team looking for an extra piece. It's the ultimate risk-reward move, if you will, in the NBA.
Offensive rebound to end the run. Boy, that looked like goaltending. Yes, it is, and so they will award the basket there.
And you like to see since the half now, he's finally starting to come around.
From deep, and that's going to be too many steps. Gets the whistle on the travel.
Yeah, but in the first half, he was just purely flawless as a ball securer. But that certainly hasn't been the case here in the second half.
And Curry, here we go. Out to Thompson. Goes back up. And he hits the jump shot.
They have a little extra mojo going here, a little extra pep in their step, more hustle in this second half. They're doing a much better job in terms of second chance points.
Pass to Young. This one for three, and that's going to be a travel.
A bit of nervousness in these tightly contested games. I mean, he's been coughing it up a lot here.
Yeah, 3 turnovers in this quarter alone, and those mental mistakes can come back to haunt you.
It's Curry with the drive, and he gets it to go.
Boy, he's having a great half here. Exactly the opposite of the first.
Phoenix leading by 18. Dragic dishes to Booker, and the pass to Young. Shoots. That shot is good. He's taken 15 and made 10 from the field tonight.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
A tough first half, but it's been a different story here since the break.
From deep three-point range, another three for Phoenix.
They're getting a bunch of their points outside of the paint. 3 of their last 5 buckets are from three-point range.
The defense is just not closing out quick enough.
Timeout called the Warriors.
And guys, it looked like Nick Young had finally put it all together. I mean, he had a huge campaign 2 years ago, signs a new 4-year deal. Then last year, disaster strikes. I mean, he provided very little to the team outside of shooting the basketball. And even with that, he dropped to a career worst, 37% from the field.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Hi, Kevin. Steve Kerr was just going over the plan with his team. He made it clear that their offense needed to run through Iguodala. Coach is calling on him to play a big role in the offense for the rest of this game, to really be one of the key guys for them down the stretch. A few late-on-the-fly adjustments as the situation gets more desperate for them. It's going to be a tough hill to climb, guys.
And as always, Doris, thank you. Well, Greg, getting back to Young, it's tough to completely judge him on last year's numbers because he was fighting through knee injuries, ankle injuries, all kinds of things. Barkley only played 42 games.
Yeah, but when he's right, he can light it up. I mean, he's a go-to scorer, but he just never got right last season. Take a look at what Green's done. 19 points, and he's done a little bit of work behind the arc. He's got a pair of three-pointers.
And you know what? The defenders have that in the back of their minds now. They'll be on him a little tighter.
Last season, Draymond Green taking over the starting power forward role in Golden State. Last season, David Lee was injured, remember, in preseason. Green was inserted, and he's been terrific ever since.
Absolutely superb. A former second-round pick, his emergence has fueled this team's rise to greatness.
Young outside. Just 5 on the clock. Nato. Another 3 for Phoenix.
Man, this fourth quarter has been tremendous. They have been exceptional from deep.
Yeah, a bunch of their points coming from long range here. A major barrage.
And the slam dunk by Iguodala.
The one-hand slam is so sweet when it's his hand doing the slam.
Oh, yeah, he is so smooth, even on a power finish like that.
And really, that's what makes him unique, that combination of power and polish.
And DeRozan, here we go. And the officials call a traveling violation.
TO number 5 for him in the game, and that's way too high of a number for any one player.
The Warriors making a switch here. McAdoo's checked in. The Warriors shooting fairly well in the fourth, around 48%.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Suns.
Agreed, Steve, and as one-sided as it gets today. You know, Clark, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
You're right, Kevin. It's hard to think of anything that didn't go right for them. I mean, game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was spot on.
And an important milestone for them tonight as they pick up win number 10.
They can chalk this one up, but these two teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over.
And, Greg, we know familiarity breeds contempt. I would expect things to become more heated as these teams face each other going forward.
And what a huge standout performance it was for Booker. Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could to keep him from dropping it in. Terrific run to seal the deal.
Yeah, and now let's just keep an eye on how much longer they keep the foot on the accelerator.
19 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Livingston, no luck. Now, here is Young. Dishes to Dragic. From deep. The long distance three is buried. And so it's Phoenix easily grabbing this one. This game may not have been the most
Yes, guys, I'm here with
The 2K Sports postgame show.
And Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith. Let's take a look at our Jordan player of the game. It was lights out shooting.